Hi guys, it's Jillian and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, I'm a spiritual teacher, energy coach and healer, and on my channel we speak about everything from spirituality, sexuality, conscious relationships, intuition, past lives, and literally everything in between. So if that's your jam, then press the subscribe button or give me a little like because it really helps me in this world. So today we're going to talk about unraveling the mystery that some of us face around consistently repeating the same patterns in relationships and dating. How many times have you said to yourself, I feel like I'm dating the same person, but just in a different body? And this is so true. This is such a big topic because so many people experience this. Either going through the same string of failed or unsuccessful relationships, playing out the same patterns, playing out the same dynamics, attracting that same type of person, even though they might have completely different backgrounds. If you start to become a little bit more self-aware and start to notice what is showing up for you and why it keeps repeating, these are some of the reasons that can help you bring this to the surface. So these patterns and dynamics can be cleared for good because you want to attract that beautiful aligned soulmate partner. You want to attract those beautiful soulmate relationships and friendships into your life. But if you have certain blockages that are potentially in your subconscious or hidden, then it's time to bring them to the surface so they can be looked at and shifted and removed. Self-awareness is the first step to any kind of healing or any kind of pattern breaking. So here we go. Now, the first reason that you could be attracting the same people in dating is due to familiarity and comfort. If you've had the same type of person that you've dated time and time again, even though they might have not been the healthiest choices, that's what you know. And like any habit or anything that we repeat, it becomes normalized for us. And this is often what happens in relationships. It's although you potentially know, or maybe don't know, that this person isn't right for you, they seem familiar or you're automatically very comfortable with them because it's what you know, right? Sometimes there's a fear of the unknown for going for someone that isn't like your normal type, i.e. your normal pattern, because you don't know how to navigate that. And again, sometimes navigating something that's familiar to you, albeit not great or unhealthy or not aligned to actually what you want, can sometimes feel easier for us to understand and therefore become attracted to. Number two, a reason that you might be attracting the same patterns in relationships are your unresolved patterns and traumas and emotional baggage from your previous relationships. Now, this is a big one. You might meet a new person and you might have an instant chemistry with them, an instant sexual connection to them. And you can, after maybe getting to know them, see that they are very like people that you've maybe dated before. And the reason that this is could be that you have some unresolved traumas and emotional wounding from your past relationships that subconsciously and energetically you are drawn and attracted to this person that has very similar wounding because in an unconscious way you are trying to heal those wounds within yourself that have been caused by those past relationships. And again, most of this is unconscious. So we're not fully conscious that this is what we're happening. All we can feel is I'm really attracted to this person. I'm really sexually attracted to this person. But actually what it is, especially if it's very lusty vibes, especially if there's a real strong sexual tension, then this can be from all of the trauma that you have not dealt with. All of those emotions that you never really processed, all of the hurt, all of the pain that you maybe have experienced from those past relationships. And it's like your energy field is, especially from your sexual organs, your root, your womb space, it is like an energetic magnet towards a person that also has very similar wounds to those that you have dated in the past, as well as then that you have absorbed and taken on yourself, so that in some way, shape or form, by getting together and being within that person's space, It's your attempt, again, subconsciously, your attempt to reconcile and heal those past wounds. But I just want to preface, noticing this at the early stages before you become involved with them emotionally or intimately can really save you from a whole level of heartache. Seeing it for what it is and clearing those dynamics and that energy stream can really save you from repeating another unhealthy lesson. It's actually looking at, oh my God, this person has shown up in my life, to reflect back the places that I still maybe have to heal from my past relationships that I actually don't even know they're there. So actually working with someone like myself who can tune into the subtle energy fields to understand what is there and what is not there and where it comes from so we can clear it out at an energetic level is such a powerful way to shift past these dynamics that continually show up in your life. Another reason that you're attracting these same patterns is your own perception of self and your own beliefs around your own lovability and worthiness. So perception and beliefs and our programming about ourselves start at a very, very young age. And we create these conditions and programs within ourselves from what we see here within our family, what's being passed down the generational line, maybe what we've been brought over from past lives, through society, religion, media. We create beliefs about ourselves, about how worthy or how deserving we are. And sometimes we perpetually date the same types of people because it reinforces these beliefs about ourselves. And again, a lot of this isn't conscious. You're not fully conscious that this is what you're doing, but this can be what you're doing. You believe yourself not to be worthy of something better, so you continually date people that reinforce that you're not good enough and maybe leave you or maybe control you or whatever that dynamic is that you play out. Because again, the things that you believe about yourself, your beliefs are an energetic attraction. They're an energetic magnet if we're looking at law of attraction. Your thoughts are, your mind is, everything emits a frequency, a thought, feelings, emotions, and beliefs. So if you have these programs or beliefs running underneath the surface, and that is what is being projected out, of course you are going to attract someone that reinforces those beliefs, that matches that frequency, that matches that energy, because it's reinforcing what you actually already believe about yourself. So understanding what those deep hidden subconscious beliefs are, where they come from, and clearing them out at the root is vital for you to start shifting it and to start believing that you are lovable, to start believing that you are deserving and that you are worthy of some amazing, amazing love and relationships in your life. But it all starts with you. Now, another reason that you could be attracting the same types of partners is that you have a lack of clarity about what you want in a relationship. And this might seem quite simple, but I've found that a lot of people aren't very clear about what they actually do want. Sometimes you're very clear about what you don't want, and oftentimes we will speak that into existence, which again, when you speak anything into existence, you are perpetuating the things that you don't want. So again, reshifting the narrative, reshifting the language around what you actually do want and believing that you already have it. And again, in language, in writing it down, but just first and foremost, getting clear about actually what makes you happy. What type of relationship will be fulfilling for you? How do you want that person to make you feel? What sort of things do you want to be doing? What type of goals and long-term dynamics do you want? What actually will make you happy? And a lot of people don't think about that. And oftentimes, because they haven't really clarified what that is for them or haven't taken the time to really sit and feel into that space, they settle for less and they settle for what's familiar. And this is, again, why you keep repeating and dating the same types of people. Another reason is unconscious compatibility criteria. And I know that's a mouthful, but oftentimes we've maybe had good experiences with certain people in the past that have particular traits or particular characteristics. And because our brain works in that way of analyzing all of this data that we have about what's good and what's not good and what experiences have been painful or joyful in the past, we will naturally be guided to those. So oftentimes you can continually be attracted to the same type of person based on this unconscious criteria of traits that you maybe have dated in the past that were maybe good or worked out, but in turn that's kind of leaving you potentially limited to all of the other qualities that you may have not even experienced in someone yet. So again, that is why getting really, really clear on your goals and the levels of compatibility and what you actually want and how you want to feel with a person will help you to really solidify, not just in your conscious mind, but also just deep within your body and your soul, so you can really integrate and feel and anchor that knowing down, so that when you do meet someone, you aren't just ticking off a list of things or going on past experiences or being led by things that you're not even conscious of. It's like you're allowing yourself to be driven in your vehicle, in your car, by someone that's blindfolded. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what it's like. And until we actually do the work to become really conscious of these things, then they will continually show up in patterns and attracting the same types of relationships that actually aren't the best or aligned for us, for our true happiness, and to like fulfill our truest potential in relationship and life. And now I know I mentioned this one earlier, but fear of the unknown. This is actually such a huge belief and fear that so many of us have, is fear of change and fear of the unknown, because sometimes it feels safer for us to stay in a situation that that's known to us. So although it might be painful, we know how to navigate that in our own way. And sometimes it can be more challenging and terrifying to jump and leap into something that is unfamiliar for us. And a lot of the times that's what stops us from venturing out and potentially looking or meeting someone that maybe doesn't fulfill the normal criteria that we've always gone for. It could be someone completely different that often isn't your type, because those are the people that can offer you something different and can actually give you something potentially that's much more fulfilling, rather than the things that you've already been recycling and playing out and learning the lessons over and over again with. Now, as I've already explained, a lot of these things are subconscious, a lot of these things are energetic, and creating magnets to attraction of people that are familiar to us or familiar to our own wounding or our past. And there are ways that we can break these cycles, for sure. And first step is being aware of, what is my pattern? Like, what is the dynamic that keeps showing up again and then again and then again? Is it that I go into savior and victim mode? Is it that I always attract people that are controlling, that are non-committal, that are liars, that are cheaters? What is actually the recurring pattern that I'm seeing in my relationships? People that just don't want to continue anything serious. Like, what is it? So first step is to identify what the actual dynamic and pattern is, and to bring that to your awareness. And then start to really think about, okay, well, where maybe would this pattern come from? Is there anything that's familiar within what I have seen within my parents or my grandparents' dynamics that I've experienced in very early relationships in my life? Because usually there is a root cause of something of that level repeating itself. And again, if you can't see anything from a conscious lens of your childhood or your past or your parents, these dynamics could also come from your ancestral line. So those that came before you. These dynamics can also be passed over from past lives as well. And you could be repeating the same lessons. You could be repeating the same karma. You could have created contracts in your past lives that need to be cleared. So you could be you could have a karmic contract with someone to show up in your life to catalyze you into bigger growth. There are actually so many dynamics and so many reasons of why these patterns may be perpetuating in your life. But the good thing is, once you become aware of them, we can actually use different therapeutic tools or energy tools to be able to release and clear whatever is there. So working with someone like myself, who's a psychic energy healer and past life regression therapist, these are both really amazing tools to be able to tune into your higher self, your guides, and your energy field to see where the blocks are. Because that's kind of what it is. It's usually a block, and that could be an emotional block, as I mentioned, a belief block, past hurts, past traumas. So getting to the root cause of where these patterns or dynamics stem from is key. And as I said, because most of these are unconscious, you're not fully conscious of where they come from. That is why working with someone that can help you tap into those subconscious layers and where most of these patterns reside so they can be cleared from the root is so transformational and so life-changing. So as I said, working with your energy, you can start to do this yourself if you begin to tune into your psychic senses, if you begin to tune into your intuition, if you start to really slow down and be able to tune into the subtle energies within your body. Like, everyone has the ability to do this. It's just practice and letting go of a lot of the distractions that we have in our life, because to be able to fully connect and tune in to access all of this information, you need to learn stillness. You need to learn how to be mindful, because having a distracted, busy mind, you are unable to really truly connect to the subtleties of what is hidden underneath the things that we can see and hear. So yeah, if you want to develop those skills, if you want to learn how to hone into your psychic senses, if you want to activate your soul gifts, if you want to connect with your spirit guides, with your higher self, to receive the intuitive wisdom and guidance to help guide you in every facet of life. If you actually then want to go into start doing readings and healings for people, if you want to learn how to clear your own energy, protect your own energy, then work with me. I have an amazing intuitive awareness program that teaches you all of the tools that you need. I remember when I first, many years ago, first started all of this work, and I went to a psychic school. And yes, while they taught me to be able to do readings for people, there were so many other components that I didn't learn. And that came later with then studying Reiki and energy healing and theta healing and all these different modalities, how to truly connect, how to clear myself, how to ground my energy, how to protect myself from other psychic energy, how to discern energies of people, things, to be able to trust my own self and trust my own wisdom, as well as discern other frequencies and energies. You know, is this really your spirit guide or is this a false guide? I mean, there's so many components to it, but if you are going through an awakening, if you really want to activate your gifts so you can clear and see the issues or blocks that are preventing you from living your life to the fullest, from truly living your purpose, then I invite you to join me. It's a one-on-one program where it is all intuitively guided, where I will mentor you and work with you one-on-one to activate all of your psychic gifts. And yeah, there's some cool, amazing bonuses in there as well. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the bio, and I would love to work with you. If not, if you're like, you know what, I'm not ready to fully go into a big transformative program, but I do want some support now with my energy and to help clear some of these patterns that I find myself in relationships, then you can also book in a one-on-one session with me. We can go through a past life, we can go through an energy healing, or we can ask the Akashic Records for some insight, guidance, and clarity on your path. And that can also show up what lessons you're here to learn, if you have certain karmic cycles that you are playing out. We will be able to access all of that in your subconscious. So I hope that helped, and I hope that if you are going through any of these challenging times in relationships, then really taking a step back and observing and having a level of curiosity about why these things may be showing up in your life is honestly the first step to healing. Self-awareness and self-discovery is the first step to shifting past anything that is holding you back in life. And that's not just in dating, relationships, that's literally everything within your life, be that finance, career, purpose, health, all of these areas. If you feel stuck or stagnant or exhausted or overwhelmed in any of these spaces, then there's help there for you. You can do something about it, but you have to take accountability for your own stuff, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you very, very soon. And again, if you're not ready to step into all of these things and work with me or any other practitioner, then I actually do have on my website, on the freebies page, a 7-day guide to activate your intuition. So it's a guide and an email sequence on how to help activate your intuition in 7 days. Even doing these processes and practices for 7 days, you will start to become more aware to the things that are actually showing up in your life, and therefore allow you to navigate your life in the best possible way. So if that's for you, go check it out. Otherwise, I will see you next time.